In this episode, our guest is the eminent note writer Glorpston.
He's from the planet Shumptau, known for the staggeringly popular sport of Frogball.
So roll up your towel into a pillow, lean back, and
Prepare to learn all about Wizard Thompson and why cobra farming isn't as popular as it used to be.
Shut up and sit down.
welcome again to Booth 42 at Millyways. I am Trellis Gardeen, and with me as always is...
I am Horatio Zinn. Welcome.
And we have another exciting guest. And a guest, since I don't know your name yet, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Glorpston.
Glorpston! What a distinguished sounding name.
Thank you. Glorpston.
Is that your full name, or is that just your first name?
That's my first name. Glorpston. My second name is Glorpston.
Ah, very good.
Yes, Glorpston.
Ooh, do you have any nicknames, like the double G?
Oh, that would be good. And sometimes people call me Tiger.
Ooh, Tiger, that's, is there a particular reason for that? Are you ferocious?
No, Tiger is it's like a parchment. And I've been known to write, scratch words down.
Oh, you're a purveyor of the pen, a writer.
Yes,
writer.
Yes, I like to write notes to people. I just like to write them down and be like, here you go.
Do you write novels, long pieces, or just notes?
No, just notes. Be like, hello, and have a nice day. Here you are, lovely outfit. I like your headpiece.
Have you had any of those published?
You could collect them all together, and they make an excellent coffee book table.
Whoa,
Or a book, or a coffee book table.
Oh, that would be nice. To me, it's more of giving. It's just the giving. Like, here are those leg things. Where can I buy them? And then I write it down.
I actually would buy a note that was titled, Those Leg Things,
Yes.
Where Did You Buy Them?
I like outfits. I like outfits. I like to change it up a little bit.
I noticed you're a very snappy dresser.
Well, thank you. It's a cape. You
Ooh.
guys wear capes?
I have been known to wear a cape, yes.
Yes.
I noticed the clasp is very intricate on your cape.
Well, yes. If you look, it's two G's intertwined.
Ah, a monogrammed clasp is what you're saying.
Yes. And then inside of the G's is our two cobras hissing. It's our family crest.
Cobra's hissing.
Yes.
Now, that sounds like there's a backstory there.
Yeah.
Did your family work with cobras, wrangle cobras, eat cobras?
No, we used to have a cobra ranch. And it was like a wide open space where people would come out and pet a cobra, dance with the cobra, see the cobras. It was an open space for cobras. We'd have rescue cobras. It was very lovely.
I know there are some planets where cobras are vicious, killers. Was that the case on your planet?
No, they're very docile creatures for us.
Well, that would make the petting much more safe than it would be on some worlds.
Yes, I did. There are angry. I didn't even know there are angry cobras, is what you're saying.
Some it's just the way they're built. They just lash out.
Yeah, no. No. Also, it can do tricks. They get things, bring them to you. You can throw a stick. You can throw a ball. You can. They jump into a body of water, and they come back out.
Now, were you the only cobra farm, or would you perhaps be referred to as the Cobra King?
Well, I would think our family is some sort of royalty in the cobra world. Yes, I would say that. Yes, but there are other cobra farms.
Is this a standard thing on your planet? Are there lots of cobra? Is the cobra industry a big thing?
Well, it is. I would say it's a popular occupation. People do have it. Now, is it as common as it was? No, of course not.
Fascinating. Is this another industry that has replaced the popularity of the?
What is the reason for the downturn?
Yeah.
You know, a lot more people now are into frogs. Like, just frogs have become a little more popular.
Now, by frogs, could you describe these frogs?
Sure, frogs are like I would say it's like a large head, and it's like a bigger bodied thing, and people ride on them.
Ah, interesting.
It sounds to me like the riding aspect is probably giving them an advantage over the cobra.
Yes, well, you know, you can't ride a cobra. You know, you cannot. You know.
No, that would be insane.
No. But the frogs are like they're popular. You know, the mode of transportation. Any animal that's a mode of transportation is going to be a leg up.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any sports you might play riding these frogs?
Oh yes. There's a game we play with a ball, and there are two cylinder like circles of, like, I would call them hoops. You might call them something else.
That makes sense.
On each end, and they shoot these balls into these hoops.
So a frog hoop ball.
Yes. It's called Frogball.
Frog ball.
Yes.
So can you play this game without riding frogs?
Oh, you can, but it is highly recommended to have a frog.
Frog gives you an advantage. I mean, why would you want to run around when you can have a frog?
Well, the skill of riding a frog, you want to be able to, like, stay on your frog.
Oh, yeah.
Has anyone ever thought of possibly trying to incorporate the cobras into the game?
No, we have not. That is a good idea, though. Something to get a little more love for the cobras.
Exactly.
So this would be an active thing you would want to do to bring back the popularity resurgence of the cobra?
Yes. You know, Frogball wasn't always that popular. And, you know, 30 or 40 years ago, they used to, like, tape delay the Frogball games. And then they would play them, and then they would show them to the whole, not even live. And then, like I would say almost 40 years ago, two wonderful Frogball players became enemies. And they would play in the finals of the Frogball for most of that decade.
Was the population divided in terms of loyalties?
Well, they were on each side of the planet, you know, like there was the East Coast, which was what I would call the East Coast of our planet, a hardworking, you know, town. And then they had on the West Coast side of our planet, the fancy, glitzy, fun, run and gun style.
Yes. And they compete.
Oh, yes, they would compete for numerous titles over the course of that decade. The best player was this guy named Wizard Thompson, I believe. Wizard Thompson. He was the best player for the West Coast team. And he was magical. He was. And he was good.
Just from his name.
Yes, Wizard. And then also on that team, there was there was a guy named, there was a power forward named Big Game John Bon Jovi.
Big Game John Bon Jovi, yes.
Yes, and he was a very good player. Now, we don't know if he was actually very good, or did Wizard make him better.
It's all synergy, right?
Yes, Big Game. Do we just call him BGJBJ?
That would fit much better on the back of a jersey than Big Game John Bon Jovi.
Yes, of course. And then, you know, there was an older captain, like a center on the team named, I cannot remember his name, but I believe it was like a 3-word name. I think it was something like Santana Gonzalez Smith. So these two teams would play, and there would be some friction for most of Frogball.
Well, your best competitors going for that championship are always going to, you know.
Yes.
Hopefully they have that respect for each other. But
They have to have the eye of the cobra.
Yes.
Or the frog. Eye of the frog.
Yes. Oh, the frog. Yes. But I do love Frogball. I am a big Frogball.
I can tell by your jersey that you're wearing the scarf.
Yes.
That's for your favorite team, I would assume.
These are the Planet Tunes. I love the Planet Tunes. Now this jersey is we grew up closest to this is kind of like our hometown team.
Did you collect their player cards?
I have their cards. I have the figures. I have these ornaments. You know, I have like player ornaments that you can hang on your door. to scare away the demon.
Oh, a demon.
Demon. What
Yes,
happened?
well, I mean, it's like it's a made-up thing, really. We tell it to children. We tell it to children to then the demon will bring like a gift of some sort, but just one.
Is it a Frogball centric gift?
Well, it depends. Depends how good the child is. But overall, in the middle of the year, you put out these ornaments around your house to scare it away.
What a lovely tradition.
Yes, it is nice. It's all about traditions,
But you have other traditions such as that on your world?
Well, yes, we do. Of course, every 30 days or so, we try to have one day that we celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
So in the first 30, I would say it's around the 20th day.
Oh.
That one is the vegetable holiday, the first vegetable of the year.
Now, is that all vegetables, or is there a particular? Okay, all the vegetables.
We just celebrate, and you can kind of choose, and we do a different one. Our family does a different one every year.
That sounds lovely. I'm curious. Do you export your dishes? Your
Yes. No, we do. Now we're mostly known for our more of our Frogball plays.
I hope you're not exporting them for food, because one planet's superstars could be another planet's soup of stars.
No, not all of them. A different time, many years ago. It was
The wizard was traded, but we don't know where.
Yes, well, Wizard Thompson, that guy, is wonderful player, wonderful person.
Wonderful player and quite delicious. That would not be a phrase that you'd hear.
Take a big bite out of Wizard Johnson.
There is actually I don't know what this consists of. It looks like it may be a tribute item, but it's a Frogball platter.
Oh, yes, the Frogball platter. Well, that is, those are like chips. You're going to get like a chip platter. And then on top of those chips, there will be like this green like substance. And you're going to sprinkle some cheese around it. Now, and then here's the real key. There are going to be parts of a frog scattered around the plate.
Oh, now are we supposed to eat the frog pieces?
Yes, it's fried, deep fat fried. And so that is called the Frogball platter.
That sounds like I'm salivating. I may have to order that.
Yeah, oh, it's wonderful. You should definitely eat it. Yes, it's wonderful.
Now, what brings you off of? I don't even know if we got your planet's name. Did we, Glorpston?
No, you didn't.
Oh, how rude of us.
That's all right. I assumed, we'll ask at some point. I know you guys are going to do it. No, it's Shumptau.
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 What a lovely name. A Glorpston from Shumptau. It's almost poetic. It just trips off the tongue.
And Horatio, where are you from again?
Schenectacus.
Oh, I used to know a lady from Schenectacus.
That's interesting. Did you get her name?
Yeah, I
Or
did.
where's she from on Schenectacus?
Yes, I did know her. Her name was Dolores.
Wait, Dolores, what was her last name?
Wrightson.
I was married to her for about 3 or 4 minutes.
Oh, yes,
years
well.
ago.
Yes, well, I knew her briefly.
As did I.
Yes, well, no. She was I seemed like a very lovely woman.
Oh, yeah, very lovely for short spurts of time.
Yes, she never, when I'd ask her what her plan was, for something, like she came through, our planet, and I asked her, what is she going to do? And then she never had a very good idea.
Well, that's the way of it is on Schenectacus.
Yes.
Even if you have a good idea, you tend to forget it by the time it's of any use.
Yes, well, that's what I found out with her. But it's very lovely, very lovely.
Very lovely. That's what it's a small universe after all.
Yeah, that is what you find out, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So you've never been to Schenectacus?
No, but I would love to go.
Plan ahead, because the bad planning. You may intend to go there for a couple of days, but because of getting lost, you could be there for centuries.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay, that's good to know. I wasn't aware. Trellis, I'm sorry. Trellis, and you're from, again?
I am from Glandar, which is the universe's center for plastic surgery.
Wow. Okay, that is delightful. I've never been there. I have never been there.
If you wanted to jump like Wizard Thompson, we could give you calf implants, and you could really dig those heels into your frog and dunk.
Well, I fear I'm too old now to be a Frogball player, but I would love it.
We can take years off of your life.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can feel like however young you would need or want to be.
Oh well, that is enticing. That is enticing.
Did you ever play? You played Frogball? Did you play as a younger being?
Just pick up Frogball.
I played Frogball all through my learning years, of course.
Well, Trellis could with his with Glandar and the plastic surgery, he could help you reclaim those glory days.
Oh,
I'm just putting that out there in case that's something you want.
no,
I have a card if you want it for the one of the doctors who could totally hook you up.
Do you have any coupons? Do you have any of those coupons that haven't expired?
There is a let me look here. There is a buy one calf get one free.
Oh, well,
How lucky!
maybe.
You don't have to. I'm just the messenger.
No,
You just
no.
put it in your pouch. Maybe you'll use it later.
Well, thank you for the offer, but I think, maybe my Frogball playing days are over. My wife would not enjoy because, they play like 8 months of the year.
I was about to say it's probably a grind.
Yes. But, and also they're very good. The league has so many good Frogball players right now.
Granted, this is the first I've learned this, but I'm looking across the restaurant, and there appears to be a table over there with some Frogball. But I see frogs and some players. They look like they're celebrating something with a big trophy.
Well, the finals recently just happened, and they finished, and it was great. It was a very good series. We play Frogball. It is a best of 21.
21 points.
No, 21 games.
You really find out who wants it the most.
Is it? Do any teams drop out? They just get tired, or
Yes. Well, normally when someone goes up 7-0, a lot of times the teams just stop showing up.
Quitters.
Yeah. So this team you're seeing across the restaurant there, that team won a wonderful series, 11-10.
Oh, down to the wire.
a squeaker?
Yes. Well, they have, this is one of the West Coast teams, and they have.
Which team is it?
This is the Splatoon.
Splatoon.
This is the Splatoon. Now that's a different
Splatoon.
Now the Splatoon. Now they recently last year traded for a player from an Eastern. So then they swapped. They got one of the best players, and they gave up hardly anything to get the center of the team. He's very good.
So they're building through trades and not the draft, is what you're saying.
Yes, well, the Splatoons are kind of one of the royalty of Frogball teams. They're the royalty.
So they're attracting, but players want to be there, is what you're saying.
Yes, people. It's also a tropical area. It's a little warmer there in Splatoon, and they're willing to throw around the resources to make sure they get the best players.
That makes sense.
They have a very rich owner.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
You've got to invest if you want something to come from it.
Was perhaps the owner an investor in Cobras or the Frog Ranches?
Well, I don't know if he was ever investing in those things. I believe the owner made their money by selling these long tables that could collapse into literally you could hold it in like a pellet.
No.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
And then you would put the pellet down, and the table would grow again.
Did you have to add water or anything?
Yeah. Yes. Do you have to water it? No, there's a little button on the pellet. You push it, and it slowly opens.
Got it.
Yes. Yes, and he created it, and it was all the rage, and everybody has a pellet table now.
Are there any other pieces of furniture that are in the Instagrow line like that?
Yes, most places are, like if you would like a refrigerator, now a refrigerator comes in like a circular ball. It's like a ball.
Yeah.
And this, you have to bounce it, and then once it sticks, it will grow then.
That's where it grows.
Oh.
So you better hope it sticks in the right spot.
Well, yes, you should know where you're throwing it for sure. You should definitely know where you're throwing it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Now that's very convenient because there are some furniture stores that they just give it to you and you have to build it yourself. And it's just a nightmare to try and get those things together.
and all they give you to put it together with is just this little bent piece of metal.
And then you twist, right? That's when you twist.
You twist and get into arguments with whoever you're building it with.
Well, this is much easier. Our furniture it's mostly pellet form or ball form, and you could just put it down and you move it very easily.
I have to say that my relationship with Dolores fell apart because we were trying to put together furniture.
Yeah.
I'm confession time there. It's very painful to them.
That is the true first test of a relationship, the assemblage of furniture.
Isn't it? Someone had in our bridal registry, and we started together, and we just drifted away immediately.
Now, perhaps the person who gave that to you did not think your match was the best match, and they threw a little wrench into it.
They did.
Yes, they did. It was a very tiny wrench.
Yes. But on your with Dolores, that is my question. With Dolores is, have you seen her in a while?
I know our planet, as I said, it's very bad planning.
Yeah.
Roads go
Yes.
on and on, just stop randomly. I did seek her out one time, but inadvertently I wound up leaving the planet accidentally instead.
Okay.
And that's how we met. We accidentally ran into each other. It wasn't a plan or anything. I had known of his work in the guide, and I don't know if he had known of mine, but
Yes.
I just ran across him in a spaceport, and both of us were really tired of traveling everywhere, and we decided to come here.
And I got to know Trellis by just randomly, and this was not my job. I just did this by correcting the grammar and the typos in his entries. I got to know him virtually first, and then in person.
I find that letting autocorrect
Mm-hmm.
create my entries as I go makes for a far more interesting entry than I would ever write.
No.
It certainly is, and one of them, the misinterpretations, I must say, did start a war, which is
Really
quite an accomplishment.
That was regrettable, but
much fun to watch.
I let the characters fall where they did.
Yes.
That's how you need to do it, I think.
Let the characters fall where they did, and then many actual beings fell down and died as a result.
Yes, delightful, yes.
The power of the pin.
That is the pen.
Mitch, as you mentioned before, that your notes.
Yes, let's get back to that.
Yes.
I'm sorry we got away from that.
No, I love to write. I write a note to a person, and I just want to let them know of it. I don't want to stop you on your day, but just read this, have this, and move on to what you're doing.
So just positive affirmations is what you're saying.
That's what I do. I want you to know, like, hey, I like your, as I said, your leg thing, or I like, your jacket, or, your haircut. But yes, I just feel like any sort of talking and writing something down, it always encourages people.
Otherwise, it would be
Yes.
trapped inside your head.
Yes.
Never getting the
Yes.
notepad, or is it a pad? What you said there are little pieces of paper?
It's like a piece of parchment that I rip up, and then when I see them coming, I take out my quill and I just scribble it down on the parchment. And I just hand it to them as we pass.
Do you use an ink?
Yes.
Or you dip your quill in an ink type?
I carry one right here in my pocket.
Let's say I was walking towards you right now.
Mm-hmm.
What note would you write me?
Okay, role playing.
Okay. Well.
Pretend I look like I've had a long day. Perhaps my Frogball team just lost in the finals. What would you throw at me?
This is I would be ready, and then I would just excuse me, sir, and then I would hand you this piece of paper.
Thank you.
Oh, what does it say?
Then you would read the paper.
I would read it out loud or read it to myself.
Either or, but I would say read it out loud.
For the purposes of an audio production.
There's always another season. There's always
next season.
There's always next season.
Very good.
Wise. Incredibly wise.
Yes.
I like that leave it open, too.
I feel better, and I don't even have a Frogball team that just lost in the final.
No. But you would see, and you would be like, "Oh, that makes me feel better," and then you would move on. I think you would just a little bit of sunshine on a rainy day.
Horatio, what about you? What would you do for Horatio?
All right.
Let's say, for the sake of argument and accuracy, he just was divorced by Dolores. Again.
Oh. I would tell you, I would write on this one, I would write, Dolores doesn't know what she's missing. And then I would hand you that piece of paper, and then you would read it.
Infinitely, I feel better. I like the general non-specificity of your notes.
Yes.
Always next season, you could say, oh, well, then you can interpret that as you will and say, oh, next season, perhaps I will have more cobras.
Yes.
I kind of feel though that Dolores probably does know what she's missing, which is why she moved on.
She did.
That one seemed a little more specific.
Well, that is a rare specific though, because we did know Dolores.
Right,
That was why.
Yeah.
But normally I would just say keep your chin up and your back straight.
Is a straight back something to be that you would want to attain on your planet? Because
Yes.
it sounded like that was a compliment or a bit of encouragement.
It's more like you keep your back straight and moving forward. You know, a lot of people on our planet, a lot of people eventually kind of hunch. You know, they eventually. That is how we perish. Eventually, you can always tell an age by how they eventually kind of get closer to the ground.
So the age doesn't show on the face or in the hair.
It does not. It's by the body.
Is there any sort of vitamin deficiency on your planet that's causing this?
No, you know, I just think that is how it is.
Oh,
Eventually
really?
What happens is as people get older, as they crawl into that ball, like, you know, you'll know when someone has perished because they're just a ball.
I just know, I realized that it's your planet is actually full circle because your furniture starts as a ball and grows, and you do
Yes.
the opposite, like
Mhm.
turning into a ball and then vanish. I'm assuming you vanish.
I haven't perished yet, so I don't know. But once I do, I will let you know.
Was that the inspiration for that insta-growing table, the March of Life?
Yes. Yeah, well, it is wonderful. I don't know how other planets do it, but I would only want to do it this way.
Do you do that with your food? How does the food?
No, our food is enormous.
Oh, no. Okay. Got it.
Yes, it is. It is like it takes up a lot of space. You know, we just take up all the room.
I mean, it may have been designed by necessity. Then with the food taking up so much room, something had to be miniaturized.
Oh, and I can see I just noticed that the apparently the waiters heard me talking about the frog platter, and here they're bringing it. And my God, that is gargantuan.
Isn't
That
it
is
lovely?
How
feast.
many waiters? It looks almost like a centipede
Yes.
with all the legs, all the waiters having underneath carrying.
Yes, it takes 4 or 5 people generally to carry one of these platters.
We're eating the same thing that the team is currently working on over there.
Well, this is going to be good though. Once you have it, you are going to talk about it for most of every meal when you get a chance.
Wait, I'm sorry. No, the waiter is telling me actually this was sent to us by the other table. Apparently, they know you were a super fan.
Wow.
And they wanted to send you a frog platter.
I think it's your jersey. They stole your jersey.
Well,
Yes.
the Splatoons, you know, those are the Splatoons. They just know I'm. This is maybe we could get a photo with them. Maybe we could get
That would be wonderful.
We gladly.
Commemorate the moment. We should probably get out from behind the frog platter because all they've been able to see is frog platter.
Yes. Well, that is such
Huge.
lovely, nice of them, gentlemen. This is the thing about the Splatoons. Class acts. They're class acts.
That is wonderful. There's a friendly rivalry.
Yes. For
They,
sure.
they take care of their fans, which is really nice to see because a lot of teams just try to milk their fan base for everything they can get out of them.
Yes.
Seat licenses,
Oh, yes.
concessions. I'm sure this frog platter in the stadium
Oh,
or in the arena would just be exorbitant
yes.
in terms of what it would cost. Probably as much as a ticket.
Well, you know, it's a whole experience going to a Frogball game. For sure. It's a whole experience.
It sounds lovely. And it's a fandom, an activity you can pass down for generations.
Yes. Well, they always have catchy sayings, you know. The Frogball is fantastic. There's stuff like that.
Very clever.
Wonderful sayings, you know. They're wonderful players. They're wonderful people. We love our Frogball.
Well, I think I don't want to keep you from going over to talk to them. So, Horatio, what are you thinking our entry is for today? Because they're waving you over, Glorpston. They're waving you over.
Yes,
so,
I need to go see them. Yes.
Yeah, I think this could be a moment that you can take back to the ranch with you.
Oh, I cannot. I'll go back to the Cobra Ranch and we will tell stories of this meeting. I will tell stories for sure. Yes.
I was thinking of the entry could possibly be, I like your leg thing. Where did you get it?
Mm-hmm.
This is something that stuck with me from our episode today.
Yes.
Do you have another idea there, Trellis? You don't seem impressed.
I was thinking Frogball. It's fantastic.
That worked. That's fine. That's fine. Type that in.
All
Type
right,
that in.
and in Frogball. Fantastic. With the emphasis on the fantastic, I'm assuming. So I'll put it.
Make it in all capital letters so that
Yeah,
they know.
I'm going to put it in all capital letters and a few extra characters just to really get that across.
That's the big
Also, when you read that, it's like someone screamed "fantastic."
Yes, exactly. So submit. Perfect. Glorpston, this has been fantastic. I feel like I knew
Lovely.
nothing going in, and now I know all about cobra ranching.
Yes.
I know about Frogball for sure.
And we know all about scaring off the demon.
Yes.
Yes, and
Middle of the year.
the convenience of pellet-sized furniture that instantly grows.
Now, I think it's time to dig into this Frogball platter.
Yes, well, let's go.
See if you can get us an autograph too, even though we're not.
We'll take some photos. All of us will take photos with them.
Thank you for joining us for Hitchhikers and Appetizers. And of course, special thanks goes to our guest, Glorpston of Shumptau. I have been Trellis Gardeen.
And I continue to be Horatio Zinn. Until next time, keep your towels clean. And if you get stuck in a time loop, at least you can pick the winning lottery numbers. So don't panic. Everything you heard in this episode was improvised, but not everything improvised was heard. This episode of Hitchhikers and Appetizers featured the voice talents of Mike Gorgone as Trellis Gardeen, Bran Peacock as Horatio Zinn, and Andy St. Clair as Glorpston. Finally, Hitchhikers and Appetizers is part of the Improv in Action Network. Check out other great improvised podcasts and projects at improvinaction.com. If you'd like to reach out to Trellis or Horatio, you can send electronic messages to them at our Galaxy address, hitchappspodcast@gmail.com. Or you can find them on Twitter with the handle hitchapps.
Shut up and sit down.